Conestoga. Welcome to a very special episode of your Conestoga today. I'm your host, Mama Zawonko. As the holiday season approaches, we are reminded of the magic in the air. I can literally smell it. The sparkling lights, the smell of fresh pine, and the wide-eyed wonder of children as they experience the joy of the season. There's something timeless about the holiday season that brings out the best in all of us. Whether it's excitement of decorating the Christmas tree, or the warmth of shared meals, or even the quiet moments sitting by the fire, these memories create a magic. And speaking about magic, today, students of the Visual Merchandising Department of Conestoga College will be unveiling an interactive Christmas exhibition project that will bring an extra sparkle to our community. But before I tell you more, let's head over to Bruce de la Cruz.
And welcome back to Conestoga. This is Bruce de la Cruz here for the holiday special of your Conestoga today. We're in the heart of downtown Kitchener for the Chris Kindle Market, where over 90 vendors are here until December 8th this Sunday. So we talked to a few, so let's go say hi to them again. Our first stop is KW Empanadas. Hi, Carolina. How are you? I'm really good. Can you tell us what you're selling here?
So today we're selling empanadas. We have 4 types today. We have caprese, which is our vegetarian option, mozzarella cheese, basil, and tomato. We have the traditional beef and chicken, and then we also have our famous pulled pork. That's just some of our flavors. We have so many others, lots to choose from us. My favorite is the buffalo chicken or the spicy jerk chicken. They're all made separately and in different shapes, so you can tell which one's which. And then we also have a cup of warm pea soup just to keep everybody nice and warm on this cold, cold day.
Perfect. And what's your favorite flavor, by the way?
From the ones that we brought today, I would say the pulled pork, but like I mentioned, I have a bunch of favorites. It's hard to choose.
Excellent. And what's your favorite part about being a vendor at the Chris Kindle Market?
Definitely just coming here. My family and I have always come here. It's nice to be on the other side of things. And it's just nice to bring the community together, especially during such a nice, lovely time. I love Christmas. It's my favorite season of the year. And yeah, it's nice to have the community come out and support small businesses. It's amazing.
Excellent. Speaking of supporting small businesses, would we be able to purchase a empanada today?
So right now I have caprese.
Mhm. I think we'll try beef. All right. We're doing a live food interview, everybody.
Great.
My hands are very red, so I'm going to be really happy to hold something warm.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Exactly. All right, we're going to do a live taste test.
You're so welcome.
All right. Again, this KW empanadas. This is the beef halal empanada. Let's see how it tastes. Excellent.
Oh,
Really good. Thank you so much, Carolina.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you later.
All right, guys.
All right. And that was our first stop. Let's go inside. Thank you, Abhishek. And we're going to the main floor of the Chris Kindle Market now. Fun fact about the Chris Kindle Market: it's been around for more than 20 years, but it dates back all the way to Germany. All this here is Gracie over here. Hi, Gracie. I'm good. How are you? Yes, and can you tell us what you're selling here today?
So I do handmade hair accessories, double-sided reversible hair headbands, 7 ways to tie it, 2 knots, and then I have all of my little hand-tied bows, my claw clips and scrunchies, these cute and adorable, oh my goodness, Christmas little bows here. Everything is handmade by in Fergus area.
And seller here today or throughout the whole market so far?
Which is a headband that you wear when you're putting on your makeup or washing your face. It has a little bit of an adjustable Velcro there. It's stretchy, it's super soft, it's cushy. They're $19 and they're adorable.
You mind if I try one on just to see how it goes? All right. All right, we're going to try this on. Let's see how that goes. Don't I look cute? Perfect. Thank you so much. And what last question? What's your favorite part about being a vendor here at the Chris Kindle Market?
I love supporting small local businesses, and a lot of these businesses are people who make their stuff in Kitchener, Waterloo, or the Center Wellington County area. Love that.
Perfect. And where can we find you outside of this specific?
Instagram, I'm at Gracie Klutz, GracieKlutz, or gracieklutz.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Gracie. You too. All right. And we're going back to Mama Zoo at the museum in Kitchener.
About the drone shot, you are seeing the Christmas fair in Kitchener.
Well, thank you. I mean, that was a lovely shot. I saw the drone shots at the Kitchener Fair Market. And right now I'm joined by Andrea Hine. She is the project coordinator of the Nutcracker project. Now, I know probably you're very familiar with the Santa Claus story, but this is another interesting story that I bet will be fascinating to you as well. So Andrea will be taking me on a tour project, and stick around because you can ask the questions too if you have some. Andrea, could you tell us about the Nutcracker project?
So the is a collaboration between our program, Visual Merchandising Arts, and the German college students over at Trier College. It's a COIL project. So COIL is the, oh my goodness, now I'm going to forget what it's called. Collaborative online international learning, and so it gives students an opportunity to work with other students from other countries. There are a lot of COILs going on. Ours just happens to be with German students, and once we decided that we were going to do this display, it is funded by the BIA, so the Downtown Kitchener Business Improvement Association. They fund it for us, and then we put this on in collaboration with the holiday market. So lots of different pieces moving around, lots of collaborating, lots of partnerships, and so basically we decided to do this with the German students. We thought who better than German students to bring the Nutcracker display to life, who does Christmas better than they do. So our students have done all the prop production, and then their students worked on all of the tech elements to really bring this into an immersive display.
Awesome. Now, can you walk us through this magical experience?
Yes, I can. So if you're not familiar with the Nutcracker, it starts out with Clara and Fritz. Clara is our main character. Fritz is her little brother. And they are waiting outside in the hallway. They're waiting to go into the room with the Christmas tree. And so they're kind of peeking through. That's how the story begins. They're peeking through, a lot of anticipation about the Christmas tree and the gifts that are going to be underneath it. So we are, right now, we'll be Clara and Fritz, and we'll go and walk through the living room. And then the first thing you will see is the Christmas tree as you walk in. Yes. All right, come on through. So now you are underneath the Christmas tree. So in this story, the Christmas tree is humongous, and these kids are looking up at it in awe, and they're excited about all the gifts that are under the tree. And what happens in the Nutcracker is that Clara ends up, she gets a Nutcracker from her godfather, Drosselmeyer, and her brother, being the little brother that he is, breaks it. And so she's very excited about this Nutcracker, so she gets obviously upset when he breaks it. And she takes it, she repairs it, and then she cares for it. And so she ends up falling asleep. We find out later on that she does, and she goes into this dream, and the Nutcracker comes to life. And so we've given people an opportunity to get into one of the gift boxes with the Nutcracker and take a picture of him before you're transported through the gift into the next scene.
Okay, can I just do the transportation?
Yes, go ahead.
And then what happens?
So now we're going to walk through the gift, and we're going to go into the Mouse King battle scene. So Clara and the Nutcracker walk through, and all of a sudden they're greeted by an army of mice. And the mice are led by their Mouse King over here, and they seem to be taken over. They're overrun, and Clara feels helpless because her poor Nutcracker is about to get is about to be taken over by mice the evil Mouse King here. So what Clara does is she takes off her slipper, her ballet slipper, and she launches it at the Mouse King, and basically that's the battle. So they win. So students have created is a bit of the Mouse King battle. So when you turn around, there's an interactive element here. You will play the game, and you will either be on the side or the Nutcracker side. And if you were on the Mouse King side, you're going to throw pieces of fake cheese into the bucket. And if you're on the Nutcracker, throw ballet slippers into the bucket. And you're going to see who wins. Hopefully the Nutcracker always wins, but you never know. we can't. I don't know where the cheese is. I've got a slipper. Yep, here. You throw the slipper, I'll throw the cheese. Yep, so into there. See who gets it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, we both got it. It's a tie. So whoever wins, you'll know at the end. Yep. And so then after they beat the Mouse King, you're gonna get transported through the magic forest. So they're gonna walk through the forest, which is active. I'll let you walk through, and you can step on that first there. When you step on that stone, it will light up. And then the next one will light up the bed, which reminds Clara that she is moving. This is a... Keep coming through. And then the last stone here should set up the ballet music. When you're going through, which brings you into the final scene, which is the Sugar Plum Fairy. So you are greeted by 4 different mannequins here, and all of the costumes were designed and fabricated by our students. And so you're going into Arabia, North America, China, and then you see all of the props that are here are all constructed by our as well. And you're going to walk up into the final scene is the Sugar Plum Fairy. And this dress was designed and constructed by one of our German students. He's a fashion student, so he has worked with our team. They did all of the 4 dresses. We had shipped this one from Germany. Yep, and so this is the final scene in the end, and basically happily ever after this.
I love the story. And this dress has some sugar canes on it.
Yep, there's some candy canes, there's little chocolates on this one, there's coffee, and then this one is the tea scene.
I really believe this story would resonate with a lot of children because, I mean, they're more familiar with Santa Claus when it comes to Christmas stories, but this has a unique outfit, and then with all the sugary and candy at this shirt, it's also beautiful. As a collaboration between Conestoga College and Trier University in Germany.
So that collaboration happened because we were trying to find someone to bring this to life. Originally, we had Notting Trent in the UK come to our classroom and say, hey, we have this collaboration. This is there's a coil project, and I thought that would be really. They do Christmas really great in Europe, obviously, but differently. So they use different fabrication techniques. They use different materials. And so originally we started out and we said we're going to work with someone from the UK, and it didn't work out. There was that were similar, but not like too similar or not similar enough. And so then, through this process, Miriam, who runs the coil project, she found the students in Trier, and she said they're interested because they have some tech elements. So UX design, computer science, and digital fashion design. And we thought, you know what, that might be a good collaboration because we can fill in the holes of things that we can't do. So our students are super in the design of the event, the prop making and everything, but we don't have technical skills. So we know that we want in, but we don't know how to make her spin. We know that we want these stones to light up, but we don't know how to connect these to them do that. And so it was a really great collaboration that way. So each week we met with group would meet with their German student from Trier, and they would collaborate and discuss how this was going to go. Floor plans, we had concept sketches, everything to kind of bring it to life so connect remotely. And then this doesn't always happen in coils, but we asked them to come here and install this with us because we said, you're doing all this work, it would be really lovely to have them come here. So they are here now. They came and did the install yesterday, and so we've been working with them hand in hand basically way, and then we got to meet them in the end in person, which was lovely.
Yeah, and it seems that you have a lot of moving parts with this project.
Yes.
Did you ever encounter challenges?
Every day. Every day. I'm going to say one of the biggest things that no one considered until we got maybe like halfway through the semester was, okay, but we have European connectors and you have North American connectors. So something so simple as just the plug. How do we get around that? We need to connect, we need the adapters and things like that. And then it was logistical things like, how do we ship this dress? Do we pack in case when we do we ship it through UPS? Will it get there? What if it gets lost? All this work. And so there was all of those things that you don't really think of. You focus so much on and how are we going to make this? How are we going to bring it to life? What materials are we going to? And so it's the kind of the unknowns that give our students that really great experience, because you're like, you don't know what's happening. So it's hard to plan for those things. But those are the challenges this in the end when you can see it all come to life.
And to think about the experience you're going to have when you walk through that door here, what do you
for kids? So not a lot of kids are familiar with the Nutcracker story. They may know the Sugar Plum Fairy, the ballerinas, and the actual Nutcracker. This gives them an opportunity to through the display and actually see it come to life and interact with it. And so they into that the Nutcracker. She does save the Nutcracker, so she has a big part of it. And there is a battle of good and evil, and then there's the Sugar Plum Fairy at the end. You're getting to experience all of this in life instead of just being told the story. Really remarkable. I feel like it's going to stay with them more because.
Yes. We know what they say. Sometimes you dream of
It's not exactly how it, but I think we have a very good result. I can more than what I thought it would be. It looks much better. Yes.
collaborating with other German students.
It was kind of hard, because of the difference of hours and all that stuff. But aside of that, it was so cool because now I have a very interactive thing that we can do here, and that's exactly what I wanted to get at the end of the day.
Hold it up or we're good? Okay. And will someone come bring me in there or? Okay. And it's just gonna be face on, right? Because I put it in my back pocket, this thing, and it looks silly.
Yeah,
okay.
It's great to have learn from these 2 years. We can put together all of the skills that we've learned, no matter it's soft skills, hard skills, communicating with people working in that. We put everything together, and then we have a really great story to tell, telling it visualized to people. I'm so excited for people to come and see what we did for the past 3 months.
Yeah. It's that surreal moment.
Yeah.
But tell us about the skills you learned and what are you taking with you into the real world? I mean, I know that this was a lot of work you put into this. What skills you learned in this project?
The important one I think is communication, because people with different cultures and backgrounds, everything
It looks
if we wanted
far
to
beyond
make it
my
work,
comprehension.
so we need to communicate
Looks
so
chaotic
how
to me, just
so
instead of
how are you
okay.
doing this, how are we doing this, and all
Not
of the
to say it looks
logistic
chaotic,
stuff.
but just for me, unfamiliar
aside
with
of
all
that,
of this, I wouldn't
something
even know.
that we learn really
Wouldn't
well,
even
I
know
think,
what
is
to do.
making the. So when we make the, it's gonna work. We know how to make it work, but how do we stand these up? These are not just mannequins. We need to build them from scratch. So it's so cool to skills that we learn together to make it happen.
That's great. Thank you for speaking. And I have another student here as well. Hello. How are you feeling today about this?
Oh, really great. A lot tired. And just now at the level, we were very low yesterday, tired. Now we are a lot excited. Everything is getting very pretty. And yeah, it starts tomorrow. So we are very happy about it. And finally, it turned out really better than what we were thinking about. We were worried about a lot of things, but now it's really after the efforts yesterday. We were for the whole day, and it worked out.
Thanks again.
Oh,
I apologize. It's
don't
kind of
apologize. No, I think
like
this
when
is
we were
great.
creating the costumes, we were not
I
like
hope I
thinking
can
about
answer the questions all right.
they look like
I hope I don't draw a
actual like
blank. I'm a little nervous.
very magical one, but like it turned out to be so great. Like she's spinning and she has the lights around and she's shining and it has like the magical elements in there. So she has the belt which has an technology incorporated. Like it shines through and like it's so magical. So we want the like kids to like see that. The girls to come there and see that, okay, yeah, I want that dress, it's so pretty and like the fairy is like live and it has the very thing, so it's literally very magical. So that's the first thing we imagined to be like there, and that's how magical we wanted it to be, and it turned out exactly like that. So
I say to you, congratulations. You and all of your team members deserve congratulations. And right now we'll head over back to Bruce. Bruce is somewhere in at the fair, at Kitchener Christmas Fair Market. After Bruce, there's more. Stay with us.
And we're back at the Chris Kindle Market on the main floor. And now we're going to go over here and talk to some more vendors. Hi, and everybody, this is Stefan. Stefan, how are you?
Good, you?
Doing really well. And Abhishek, do you want to show what Stefan does? In your own words, what does your company do?
Well, I do any kind of custom woodwork. I specialize mainly in the production of writing instruments, such as fountain pens, rollerball, ballpoint, and a small selection of mechanical pencils. And I also make pen cases. Now, in my past, I've also done some custom furniture and any other custom item that a customer asks for.
What do you like about being a vendor at the Chris Kindle Market?
Well, it's a great venue to bring the people in. It's kind of like a community event. And I like telling people,
in regards to your craft, of the items on your table right now, which one is your favorite?
Oh, there's so many. Come, let me show you.
Sure.
I'm going to give you some overview of some interesting facts about some of the woods. So there is a black wood right here. That black wood, that's an oak tree that lived and died in Ukraine over 5,000 years ago.
Fascinating.
It's been carbon dated by University of Laval and University of California, so the age is confirmed. Then we have a little bit more eclectic things like this piece right here. This is a seed pod from a tree called Banksia all the way in Australia. So when the seeds pop out, they leave those empty spaces, and then I fill the empty spaces with resin and color to come up with some of the designs that you see right here.
Fantastic. It looks beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I can't pinpoint what my favorite is because everything is unique. And what I work with at the moment is my favorite.
I see. This one actually caught my eye. This one right here. Would you mind telling us about this piece?
Yes. So this is a pen case made to fit any of my pens right here, although preferably the bigger ones. It has been enhanced with a burn pattern called Lichtenberg burn pattern, or also fractal burning. It's basically done with 12,000 volts of electricity running through the wood. I have a little video on my Instagram page where you can actually see how it's being done. I basically simply hold the two probes, and then the electricity tries to find the shortest distance between them, and then it branches out randomly. I can suggest where I want it to go, but it just randomly goes there. I have no control of how it gets there.
Very cool, Stefan. Where can people find you online?
Online at cocabora.com. I'm also at the St. Jacob's Farmers Market, the second floor of the big building they built a couple of years ago. And of course, markets like the Chris Kindle.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
All right. So that was Stefan. Let's go find another vendor. Hi, Robert. How are you? Doing really well. Basically, can you tell us what your table is all about?
Okay. These are gnomes, Scandinavian-based design gnomes that my wife started making about 8-9 years ago. She uses recycled sweaters to create the hats. So they're very unique, one of a kind, handmade. And what more can I say? They're just.
Which one is your favorite, by the way?
Oh, I love the tree and bottle toppers here.
Do you name your gnomes by any chance? Just curious.
No, I don't, but we do encourage our customers to name the gnomes.
I see. Gotcha. And
They're intended to be good luck and look over your house.
I see. Where can people find you online if they want to find you outside of the Chris Kindle market?
Gnomesbymari.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Robert. Nice to meet you. All right. And I think we can meet a few more vendors. Let's go around this way. That was the center of the markets. Let's check out the surrounding areas now. I just love what they do with the space here every year. It's a fantastic area. And we're going to go around this way. And we're going to talk to this vendor. Aaron, how are you? Doing really well. And so do you mind telling us what this board here is?
Sure. This is our newest kind of, our company is Arison Woods. This is our newest kind of venture. We just soft launched it, was it back in August at the CNE? And this is ResiTap. So this is, I don't know what I've done with yours, but I actually, you know what? I'm going to program one really quickly for you right here.
Sounds good. And while you're programming, do you mind just telling us what you're programming, what you're explaining?
So this is like having your business card on your keys. I always forget business cards at home, and now but I never forget my keys. This way, when somebody asks you for your details, it can be a website. It can actually even be a social media link. So it's great for influencers that want to try and start building their brand. And yeah, that's basically, it taps to your phone. So it automatically connects with any type of phone, be it an Apple, be it an Android or anything like that. And it's very simple to use.
So while you program that, how about we take a look at your other products and we'll come back. All right. So as you can see, we got some nice resin tables here, some cutting boards. My brother's a carpenter. He makes cutting boards just as nice as these as well. I love this piece. This is a blue whale tail, I see. Bottle opener, very handy for the holidays. Wine bottle holder as well. And I think Aaron's ready with our tag now. So let's go take a look at that. Quick. All right.
So basically now on Samsung or Android, it's usually right in around here. And on Apple, it's right up around there. So just a quick tap and straight to your website.
And that's ccdtv.ca. And we're basically watching ourselves right now, Aaron. What do you think of that?
I think it's kind of weird for me, but
fair enough. I see it all the time, every day. But yes, this is such a cool idea. I love this. Yeah. And where can people find you?
Right now we're at Kitchener City Hall, but we're based at a tiny township up close to Wasaga Beach. We're easy to find online. It's resitap.com, resitap.com. These are they're very inexpensive. Great gift for the holidays. It's like awesome stocking stuffer. $25. No subscription fees. That's it.
Perfect. And what's your favorite part about being a vendor here at the Chris Kindle Market?
The people. It's just constantly busy, so it's always, there's just a lot of people through. We get to talk to a lot of people, and it's interesting seeing the Chris Kindle as opposed to just the general ones. That German influence is kind of cool. It's something I hadn't seen before we started doing this show. So,
fun fact: the Chris Kindle Market dates all the way back around 700 years in Germany, but gentlemen brought it to Kitchener only 20 years ago, and it brings about 35,000 people every year now.
I didn't realize there was that many, but yeah, I could believe it. If you're here on Saturday, it's almost shoulders wall to wall. I'm sure you've already told everybody about outside and that kind of stuff, but there's little booths set up. There's going to be caroling. There's skating at right down at City Hall here. So it's just get that Christmassy feeling in kind of going on. So
exactly. I love the holiday season. Thank you so much, Aaron. See you later.
Thank you, Bruce. And I'm joined with Stephanie Scott, an art and design professional and the CEO of Scott Design. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Pleasure to be here.
Of course. And now, before we go into our conversation on freelancing and its potential, let us talk about where we are at right now. We just unveiled the Nutcracker project. From an art and design perspective, what do you think about this beautiful wonder?
I think they did an incredible job. I'm just kind of blown away by the detail, the structures in here, like all of the candy pieces, the costumes. For me, I love this kind of stuff. Before I got into what I'm doing right now, I was very much interested in costume design and like even production design, things like that. So this is really speaking to me, and I love the mice. I
Love
love the giant
mice.
mice behind me. I like rodents, so I'm enjoying all of this.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, now we will be talking about freelancing, and I think that is a very timely topic because as technology evolves, we have more opportunities to do more things. So one person can be a couple of things in one. And in this day of gig economy, how would you define freelancing to a novice?
Oh gosh, I hadn't actually considered that, how I would define it. In a sense, it's like it's having your own business. So that's kind of how I view what I'm doing. I think of it more like I'm running my own business. I am the only one in my business, but depending on the person, you could have a whole team of people that you work with, or just be an individual and kind of run everything yourself. But yeah, that's essentially it. You are your business, and you can choose to kind of lean into your own identity for it, or you can kind of develop like an agency or something, a name that you then work under, in a sense. But basically, it's you running your own show. Yeah.
You preempted me. I was going to say running your own show, and she said it
There you
actually.
go.
And that's beautiful, yes. So whether it's a side hustle, whether it's something you're doing for only a few hours in the week, or you're doing 24 hours a day, it is your business, it is your identity. Okay, let's come to you, Stephanie. At what point did you realize that freelancing was your thing? And how's the experience been like for you since you made that decision?
I think it's always been something that I was drawn towards. Like even when I was a kid, I had a lot of little like side projects. Like my friends and I would do drawings and try to sell them to the neighbors. I would make comic books and things like that. And even in high school, paint T-shirts for friends and charge them maybe $5 or $10 a shirt. It's far too little. So it was always something that I was kind of like inevitably, I think, going to be doing. It started about in, I'd say 2012, when I got an opportunity to paint a mural just through a friend of mine, and things just started to kind of grow quite slowly from there. Like it was slow and steady from there, and it was a side gig. It was something that I just did. I do a few murals and some chalkboards too. That's something I kind of found myself doing as well. I would do a few of those a year for about 5 years actually. And then late 2017, that finally started to really pick up, where I got a much larger opportunity painting several murals at the Catalyst building on Glasgow. And then by the spring of 2018, there was just so much demand that I was like, okay, I need to actually like set up my own business and do this properly. Register myself as a business and all of that, and pursue this full time, because it seemed like there was actually potential to turn it into something like that. So that's a very brief description of
No,
the
brief,
story.
I'd rather say detailed too, because you did mention something that I'm always curious about. I believe everyone has the potential to want to start something. At least we have passions, interests. But the thing is, we never really get enough time to create it into something more meaningful than just a side gig. So it's always, okay, once in a while I do this, but you actually walked the tracks. You were able to convert the side gig into a full-blown business. Now let's talk about your challenges, because I know that working for yourself comes with a lot of discipline. So what has been the most challenging moment or experience for you doing your own business?
Every step of the way has been challenging. Maybe more so for me than for others. I don't know. But just, learning, starting with the basics, like how to put together a contract, a quote, invoices, like timelines, budgeting, like all of the basic foundational things that you need to have in order to run a business. And so much of that I've learned through a lot of trial and error. A lot of mistakes learned the hard way, and it's taken so much time. And now, it's about 6 years into it now, 6 or 7, depending on how you want to count. Finally, I feel like I'm getting a better understanding of like how long does it take me to do certain types of work, and how should I be communicating with clients? How should I be pricing things? But it's still not perfect. It's like I just keep keep refining that as I go, and discipline is a big part of it. So I found just having a solid routine, solid daily routine really helps to at least keep me on track, because the nature of the business is very unpredictable, and so you do have to be flexible, but so long as there's that daily routine where you kind of know, okay, I want to get these basic things done every day, it helps to at least keep you on track.
Amazing. And I like that you said we need to focus on the daily routines, because actually it's those routines that make us form the stronger habits that help us plunge and thrive. Okay, so let's look at how do you keep your creativity flowing when you have multiple projects at the same time? Because you know, of course, it's just you are the accountant, you're managing your finances, you are the ideation expert, you are the one who goes to look for the job, you're the marketer, you're everything in one. How are you able to keep your creativity flowing and maintaining that high level work as you go about doing your multi-tasking?
Well, I do have an accountant, so that's a
that's a
smart
good
idea.
one.
Yes, don't save yourself the hassle. I mean, I track every expense. I'm very uptight about that, especially lately. So, I mean, I do still handle a lot of that. And thankfully, when it comes to marketing, a lot of my work I've gotten through word of mouth. So I've been very lucky in the sense that I haven't had to really put myself out there. So I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, running everything else and staying creative on top of it, that is another challenge. And that is where routine really helps, because it's, now that I understand kind of my workflow and how to kind of tap into that, there's a certain process for every project of ideation, and then refining that, and then building upon that and revising it. I kind of know the steps now, so I do find it a lot easier to come up with ideas and to be creative enough to do the work that I'm doing. I will say though that I do feel like there's a deeper level of creativity that I can't really reach within time constraints. I know that there's something that could really transcend what I'm doing right now, but it's going to require disregarding time and structure and everything.
It's finding that perfect balance between meeting your deadlines and as well giving quality work.
Yeah,
it mustn't be
exactly.
the most of yourself each time, right? But at least you're able to meet your deadlines and you're able to give quality work.
Yeah, exactly. Unless for some reason the project would call for me to go deep and really explore that, which would be cool. But typically, there's time constraints, there's deadlines to meet. There's work to be done.
That's good. So let's go back to your childhood when you started off, with doing small projects. I'm really concerned about students who really would love to do more because, they're in school, there are a lot of bills to be paid, more so they do have passions and interests that they would love to explore. What would be your advice to students who are looking to go into the gig economy or into freelancing as a side hustle? Because of course they can't do it full time right now. What are those skill sets they need to have, and what should they put forward now, even though they're just students?
I would say one would be good communication, especially if you're a student and you're trying to balance something like this with schoolwork. There's always a chance, even doing this full time as a business, projects don't always go as planned, things interrupt them, schedules get disrupted. Being able to communicate with your clients, reach out to them and let them know that maybe something's running behind or something needs to be adjusted, or following up with them about their feedback on things. Being able to comfortably communicate is a big part of it. And I understand that comes with time, and being a student, you are building that type of skill anyway. Just being confident and comfortable in communication. I still struggle with that as well, though.
Because I think entrepreneurship, whether you're freelancing or otherwise, pushes you to a point where you have to leave your comfort zone.
Yes.
You have to learn some skill sets you're not comfortable learning, but you have to anyways, if you want to make the money. Okay, so one final question for you now. What do you see, or how do you project, well, maybe this is not exactly how I want to ask that, I'll rephrase it. What do you think about freelance in the next few years, given the rise of technology and its unpredictable nature, because it keeps changing, it keeps evolving?
Yes.
How do you predict or project freelance in the next future? In the nearest future, rather.
Oh, I don't know if I'm the best at predictions, because I will tend to go a little dystopian, and I don't want to be that way.
Okay.
No, I do think with obviously AI is a very popular topic still, and I think that's certainly affecting freelancing and affecting people in all different realms, but especially the arts. So I do think that's something to be mindful of, and maybe not giving into the pressure to feel like you have to adopt that into your practice, because I know I've certainly felt pressure. Heard a lot of people say, well, if you're not working with AI, like you're going to get left behind. But I do disagree with that. I think there's still a lot of people who aren't embracing it with open arms, and there is still a desire for something that's handmade, that has a human touch to it, or even just working with another person and not a bot. I think that's in many ways going to become even more important. So I would say to anyone kind of starting on that path right now, try not to outsource your creativity to something else. Like,
that's weird.
Be precious about it, and try not to lean into those types of things as a crutch. Like, really try to build genuine skills, like your own genuine eye and perspective, and really focus on what you truly love doing. That's a big thing. Don't just start doing a certain style or a type of work because there's maybe a demand for it and you think, yeah, sure, why not, I can make some money. Unless it's something that you truly want to be doing. Make sure there's something genuine, a genuine love for it, because chances are you're going to start getting more and more work doing that. And if you hate it to begin with, you're going to really hate it once you get so much demand to keep doing the same work. Don't trap yourself like that. Stay genuine to what you love to do.
And I want to say thank you so much for that sound advice. Keeping that human element very active, very visible is something that our generation does need. AI is great, but don't forget, we love the human element too.
Yes.
Okay, it's been great speaking with Stephanie Scott, the CEO of Scott Design. How does that sound, CEO?
I've never used CEO.
I'm giving you that title right
owner,
now.
operator.
Okay, operator.
Sole proprietor. But
Sole
CEO.
proprietor.
I'll take CEO.
Okay, take CEO as an added cap.
Sure.
Okay, the CEO of Scott Design, has been great speaking with you. Thank you so much for your
you.
time. We've learned something. I believe you've learned a thing or two about freelancing today. I'll be joined now by David, the director of the museum here at Kitchener, for some interview session. Stay tuned. There's more on your Conestoga today. It's the holiday season, and one of the most interesting places to spend holiday with your family is at the museum. We're right here at the museum along King Street in Kitchener, and I'm here with the director of the museum, Mr. David Muskel. Mr. David Muskel. Good to have you this morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing very, very well. Thank you guys for coming.
I love what I see. It's beautiful here. It's bright. There are colors. Tell us about the museum and how far it has come so far. This is 2024. I know you reopened in 2013 or 2003.
The museum actually opened in 2003, so we just celebrated 20 years a couple of years ago. It opened as a children's museum, but it's morphed over time. You can hear in the background children playing, so they're very much part of our core audience. But we have activity for all stages of life. We have things for children. We have licensed events in the evening for young adults. We partner with all sorts of different groups. We had, for example, the Titanic, the exhibition. Right now we have an exhibition on giraffes, which is really great. We have iPool, which is a digital immersive gallery, which is the only one in southwestern Ontario. And we're really pleased to be partnering with Conestoga College students to bring the exhibit, The Nutcracker.
Awesome. Before we talk about the Nutcracker, now we have good news because we now know that our children can send their letters to Santa through the museum, at least despite the strike that Canada Post is going through right now. Could you shed a little bit more light about that?
Yeah, I mean, what Canada Post has done over the last 40 years is a wonderful tradition for children to actually write and send their dreams and their hopes and their wishes to Santa Claus at the North Pole. And with the strike action that's being currently on, we didn't want that tradition to end. So we're collecting all of the letters to Santa Claus, and if children bring those letters here, they'll get a free admission to the museum. And we'll make sure that they get to Santa Claus. And if the strike ends soon enough, and we might be able to get Santa to respond to each child in the language they wrote. But that'll depend on whether the strike continues or not.
Now that sounds like an exciting adventure. I wish I was a child. Now let's talk about the Nutcracker collaboration with the museum, of course. Conestoga is here today to do an unveiling of a project called the Nutcracker, and the museum is in collaboration or partnership with us. Could you shed more light about that project and how it also potentially adds value to our community here in the Kitchener-Waterloo region?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things the museum prides itself is it's such a glorious facility, and we want to be a stage for the community, for diverse voices, for students from Conestoga in this case, but for ethnic celebration, for community celebration. And so for us to be able to host this through mid-January is a wonderful addition to what we offer. And it will just show people in the community the wonderful work that the students at Conestoga College are able to create. So we're really, really pleased to be partnering and to be able to host this as it opens its doors today.
That's amazing. Now, can we do a bit of a tour? Is that possible? So let's see the eye pole. I'm really looking forward to that as well. And some of the very interesting exhibits you have here. All right.
So we're now in the gallery called iPool, which is a digital immersive space. We have a number of different experiences. This one plays with geometry in different shapes and sizes. It's quite interactive. In a moment, you'll see it change, and there's activity where it will follow your feet around, and you need to work together to turn the tiles over. But it's pretty trippy, and it's a lot of fun.
I love it already. So can we try that out? Let's see how it works.
Well, you can follow it around on your feet, and you can see that it's following you. And look what you're leaving behind.
It's quite an immersive experience here.
So it's always changing here, and it's just so wonderful that we have this in Kitchener and downtown Kitchener, because only Toronto has something like this, but we have invested. We have 14 very powerful projectors from local Christie Digital, and we're working with local artists. In fact, one of the installations is from Conestoga College students, and they created some themes around water that we sometimes have in here from time to time. So it's a great, wonderful space, and it's just a great addition to downtown Kitchener.
All right, now Kitchener-Waterloo, you know where to find the eye pool. It's right here at the museum, and it's such an interactive experience. I love it. Come over with your family and have a great holiday right here at the museum.
And bring those letters to Santa Claus, no matter how old you are.
Oh, really? I can write a letter? Santa, I'm coming with my requests.
Thank you for coming.
Partners from Trier University, Christopher and Trill. Is that correct?
Tilo.
Tilo, yeah, Tilo. Okay, so this is such a fascinating project. Tell us more about your contribution to this project.
So the contribution of the three of us and the three students, we basically tried to make the static installation of this Christmas exhibition a little bit more interactive and multimedia style. So that's what we contributed in short.
Amazing. And I heard you just came into the country 3 days ago.
Yeah, arrived on time with the blizzard, I think. So really got the cold feeling. So that was fun. Yeah.
And how was the experience? Your first time in Canada?
Yeah, it's my first time in Canada, and it's even better than I expected. It's really fun. Yeah.
Yay, it's even better. So let's do this again. You were telling me earlier about the interactive lights that go up once these things are thrown into the buckets. So can you show us how that works?
Yeah, it's actually representing the battle of the Mouse King, yeah, and the Nutcracker. So what we did is you kind of register in the front at this buzzer, and then you have your own device, smartphone, and you know which team you are in, and then you try to fight the battle. Like you put this props, you throw them in the bucket. Watch out. You see the light changes,
green.
and then you get a real-time feedback on your device. So you get the score, get to see the score, so you can keep on fighting the battle from the story.
That's great. Good to know. Okay, one more question before I let you go. So tell us, why do you think is important for such collaborative efforts between global schools or organizations?
I think it's actually very important to meet in person. Yeah, because the project started and we've been collaborating online and documents and just by video. I mean, we all know this from the COVID times. Yeah, so it's really important to meet the people, to talk with them, body language, gestures, and more in contact is a lot different. So you feel both sides of the communication. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, I wish you a happy holidays, and I hope you enjoy Canada even more before you go back. I have your students here as well. I'd like to speak with them very briefly before we go off now. Can I have the students from the Germany, the German students here? Yay! Hey, hey, hey! How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. And you have, come on as well. Great. So one of you, hi, one of you designed that beautiful mint green dress over there. Which one of you? Amazing. So what inspired that thought? Or what inspired that design?
Especially the idea into the Nutcracker. I've looked at the musical, and I also looked at the Dior fashion houses and keep those things together.
It's great because I love that it has candy on it, candy canes, which is a big part of the Canadian culture. So you're also putting that into our own experience here. Thank you so much for that. But has it been working with Canadian students here at Conestoga?
It was actually pretty good. So I had very much fun. It was very productive with the students, and we made progress pretty fast actually with everything we did, and it was a new experience for me.
Awesome. So going back to, when you go back to Germany rather, what experience are you taking with you from this project?
What do you mean by that?
So what I mean is, what experience are you going to go back home with when you travel back home to Germany?
Well, that's a tough one actually. The experience.
Okay, I can ask again. What I'm saying is, you had experience of Canada, you collaborated with students. What is that experience you're going to take back with you as you're traveling back home to Germany?
To be more of a team player, I'd say, for me personally, because what I mostly do was with the programming and all working was doing mostly alone, and the interaction with the Canadian students was actually very enjoyable and very productive for me. So I will take that definitely as experience home with me.
Great, awesome. What about you?
Good question. Especially new inspiration. The snow, the country. I love the architecture of the city of Kitchener. Yeah, I think it's very inspiring. Yeah, I'll take that home.
Did you get to experience any of our Canadian Christmas tradition anytime? I mean, in the last 3 days?
Actually not. We're planning to have some free time now. So we arrived on Wednesday evening with the blizzard and been working all Thursday on this here. So for like now, it's the time.
I can imagine, but I tell you what, just down the road here, we do have the Christmas, the Kitchener Christmas Fair. Go see it. You'll love it. It was great.
Yeah,
oh, you're going to
that
dance
was one of the first impressions was German music and the Wirtshaus. That's the German, like a name for the pub. So that was really like a little bit like coming home when arriving.
I'm glad you're having a good welcoming experience already. So it was great talking to you. I wish you all the best as you return back to Germany, and hopefully we will have more collaborations. All right then, enjoy. And now I'll be going back to Bruce with the final words for today. It's been an amazing show so far, but stick around for the final notes.
And I think I'm starting to finally get the hang of this Santa toy. This was made by Silver Thistle Toys by Marlene and her husband, all handcrafted. And fun fact, Marlene's grandfather was a master carpenter from Germany. Look at the skill here, the craftsmanship. And thank you, Marlene. She's a little bit busy, so we're going to talk to her later. Thank you very much. Yes, and you can find her at Silver Thistle Toys. That's their Instagram page. And we're going to walk around and find some more vendors. We're on the second floor of the Christkindl Market now. As you can see, full house still. Beautiful, beautiful space. It's a lovely day, nice and sunny. And you can just feel the holiday spirit, the festive cheer right now. Beautiful, beautiful. So we talked to a few vendors on this side of the building. Yeah, we're going to talk to this lovely lady over here, Francois. Oh, go ahead. No worries. Hi, Francois. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Doing really well. And so we talked to you a little bit earlier, but do you mind just explaining on camera what you do here at your vendor?
Yes, donc I value beer from craft beer from different brewery and also apple cider. For me, beer is a new culinary adventure. When I discovered that beer goes very well with cheese, and charcuterie was the beginning of the story. Because I come from France. We love cheese. So that you know exactly what I'm working with. Our products are low in sugar, donc you taste really flavor. And sometimes you say, there is peach here. No, everything comes from the beer. We have a new line of product and we try to develop jam and mustard. Donc I get inspiration from the beer. Donc I did a strawberry jam and I start with a strawberry daiquiri sour and we win the third place at the Royal Winter Fair. And I have over jam. I have a peach one with an IPA. I do cranberry apple cider. We don't eat cranberry in France, so thank you, Martha Stewart. She made me to love cranberry when I came here. I make a mincemeat. There is 13 different ingredients, including porter. I do also a mustard. Donc everything comes with some suggestions for cooking and pairing. And as I said, everything is low in sugar. Donc I want to bring back real flavor and show to people that jam, jelly, mustard could be nice and not just taste sugar.
Right. And do you know anyone else around here locally that is making jams with beer?
Yes, there is a company in Niagara region. She make wine jelly, a little bit of beer jelly or jelly with some cocktail, you know, flavor. I'm the only one who really advertise brewery I'm using. There is a few company around the world, but we are not a lot, yes.
I see. And do you mind if we try one today?
You want to try one?
Yes, I'd love to. Your suggestion.
Oh, do you like beer?
I do. I love beer.
Which style of beer do you like?
I'm a porter man myself, a dark beer.
Let's try the porter from Clifford. He's one of the best brewmaster in Ontario. It's a very nice one.
Sounds good. Let's do it. We are about to try some beer jam, everybody, with porter. I'm very excited. If you know me, I love my porters, and no words can describe the excitement. All right, we're going to smell and taste this. This is fantastic. This is really good. Thank you so much, Francois. And this is the Chris Kindle Market. This has been the Chris Kindle Market for your Conestoga today, our holiday special. It was really fun interviewing all the vendors. And again, the market is until December the 8th, which is this Sunday. Check out the 90 plus vendors. It's been an incredible experience for me. It's actually my first Chris Kindle Market to attend. And I implore all of you to try it out while still here. See you next time.
I have had the incredible experience witnessing firsthand the unveiling of the Nutcracker project. Now, you should be here with your family and friends to experience for yourselves. Until next time, I'm Mama Zawonker. That's a beat for today. Happy holidays.